T, man.
We're back at you again, bro. It's Cozy Takes. This is the long-awaited 2021 albums of the year episode. So, me and Winston have kind of done it surprisingly for both of us. So I don't know what his are. He doesn't know what mine are. And we're just going to go through our best albums of 2021. More importantly, our most enjoyed albums this year.
Exactly. We're not ranking it like this was the best album of 2021. It's just what we enjoyed. And it was basically our favorites. We have some honorable mentions in there. We're going to give you our top 5, actually. And without further ado, you want me to run off with this?
Go ahead, bro. Run off with it.
My number 5 is The House is Burning by Isaiah Rashad. I didn't come back to this album as much as I really wanted to be honest.
Yeah.
But with that being said, when I was re-listening to it a couple days ago, When I was re-listening to it a couple days ago, man, I was just like, there's so many parts and elements of this album that I do like. Yeah. For example, man, I was talking about What You Said Alone. Like, it's half the reason. This is number 5, bro. The music video, the song, everyone did their part, man. True Story is a big sleeper on that. If you haven't heard that song with J-Rock, bro, big sleeper. I also was sleeping on Lay With Ya. When I found that 3 6 Mafia sample, I was like, yo, I went back to that. So I've been messing with that a lot. And also, check out the Deluxe because Deep Blue on there is really good. I was in my young nudie phase, bro. So.
Yeah, and he also has a song with Umi on that Deluxe as well. I forget what it's called, but it's a great song as well.
Did you hear the Project Pat and Juicy J remix?
Yes, I did.
That was fire.
That fire. So we may or may not hear more about Isaiah Rashad coming up. But as far as my number 5 is going to be Lately I Feel Everything by Willow. So it's an alternative album, more rock, I would say, actually. But she came with something new this album. But I really enjoyed it. She just brings something new. Her last albums are a lot more R&B, and there is some R&B mixed in with the album, but there is a lot of rock, and there is a lot of like alternative. Avril Lavigne is on one song. I don't know, Tierra Whack is on one of the songs. Extra, that's a really great song. And just overall, I think a body of work. I don't think, because I see a lot of albums that come out nowadays, and they're not bodies of work, right? They're just songs put together.
Great way to put it.
But Willow is a body of work, and you can really tell that she's reaching her full potential, and she's being herself, right? Because the music is her, and it's authentic her. So yeah.
If you guys ever get the chance to see Willow live, do it. I promise you, she's a great performer.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead.
My number 4 is Melodic Blue by Baby Keem, man. I gotta put it on here because this album gave us Rap Song of the Year with Family Ties. Keem has proven to be unique and reinvent himself on every single album. Him and Kendrick linking up is probably one of the best collabs in rap history, honestly. And it's only the beginning of it too, which is amazing that we're living at this time.
100%.
Yeah, and as I said, he just keeps improving with each album, so I'm excited for the next one. I think that he really showed out with this album, and that's why I got it my number 4.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see him on Kendrick's album because it may happen. Yeah. So. And we're still waiting on that last TDE album, so my number 4 is gonna be For Real by 454. So I had to put him on there, bro, because when I was thinking about doing my list, I was like, bro, I was listening to this album so much, so it has to be in my top 5, guys. 454, and we've talked about it in other episodes. 454 is new. He's plug and B, but his production's something different, right? So if you want something new, we're going to see him in Phoenix in February. But guys, give it a listen. We were just talking about his monthly listeners last month when me and him, or 2 months ago, actually for long ago, but
long time ago. Bro.
It was almost 3 months ago that we checked him out for the first time. He had 5,000 monthly listeners. Now to this day, we just checked in. It's 49,000. So get on the wave now because you might miss it. So go ahead.
I think Don's underplaying himself. He found this man in summer. I'm pretty sure you found him in summer, bro.
Really?
You found him so long ago.
Hey,
actually, it had to be when Homer came out.
Yeah,
so
it had to be. Whenever Homer came out, I saw it on the website. Yeah.
Okay, bad. So my number 3 is very similar to yours, but it's not 454 For Real. It's going to be The Life of Pierre 5, man. Listen to me. When this album first came out, I did not listen to it. I listened to it one time, and I was like, bro, Pierre missed, bro. Like, this is some ass. Cause the same thing happened to me with The Life of Pierre 4. I listened to that entire thing. Like 2 years ago when it came out, I was like, bro, this is not it, bro. I don't know what it was, bro. I think it might have been just you and me hanging out, just playing that over and over. Bro, I listened to that album top to bottom, just on repeat. Like, I literally just be like, I need an album to listen to while I drive. Boom, 2 Lot 5.
And that's one of the things that we talked about a lot was that you could just throw it on first song and just let it play through. And you'll run through the whole entire album and not even realize it.
Exactly. I literally put on my notes, I enjoyed this album way more than I should have. A song on there that I enjoyed way more than I should have is Drunk and Nasty I don't know why, but I cannot not dance to that song, bro. And like every time that little part where he leaves the beat and then he comes like. I've been like Backstreet. Oh my god, bro! Come on, man. Signature Pierre beat switches, and honestly, I think Pierre's just improving as a rapper with each of these albums, which I do love to see because I remember a lot of people don't like Pierre's rapping style. It is very lazy, but I don't think it's intended to be like active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's intended to be lazy. It's supposed to be some like. Just put this in and listen to it. It's like a 4-minute song where he says the same thing over and over. But
exactly.
I'm not trying to think if I'm listening to Pierre.
And we can talk about Cardi influence, but it's not really Cardi influence because he came up with Cardi. So, but that was your number 3.
That was my number 3.
Okay, well number 3, my number 3 is T-Lock 5 by Pierre Bourne. Because when he said that, I was like, well, we agree. Because Hulu on that album is great. Dude, I like so many. Couch on that album, which was a sleeper for me. Couch, I think it comes right after Hulu.
Yeah.
And just the fact that all these songs bleed into the next just makes it like we talk about bodies of work, a body of work. And if you want to listen to it straight through, go ahead. Like, and you won't even realize it. So, T-Lock 5, underrated. Me and him both agree.
All right, let me get into my number 2 then real quick. For number 2, man, I gotta have my boy Kanye West with Donda, man. That's my favorite rapper of all time. And this album is one of my favorite Kanye albums of all time. I love how personal it was. I love the tribute to his mother. With that being said, I didn't listen to the album as much as I probably should have. But due to it being so personal and so, like, it was a lot of emotion filled.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I would just sit down and listen to too often. Except for, like, Life of the Party, Hurricane and stuff. And also, like, bro, Life of the Party is probably my song of the year. I just have to put that out there. And something I really do like about Donda as well is how I feel like Kanye was reinventing a lot of people's sounds. He put Cardi on this gospel beat, but Cardi's still doing his same thing. He improved Favi's just rapping in general. I don't care what anyone says, but Favi before that was not a great rapper. That verse is one of the verses of the year, though, I'm going to be honest. And I just like the whole listening party aspect. I think watching the album change with each listening party, and as we finally got the grand scheme whole thing, still getting those little tweaks or whatever from Kanye's little perfectionist ass. But it's awesome, bro. I just love Donda. So that's my number 2, man. What's your number 2?
Yep, and we agree because mine is also Donda. And he kind of said it all, bro. I mean, Donda took over 2021, right? There's no way you didn't see something of it on Instagram, on any type of news outlet. It was crazy. All the listening parties. And he said it all, right? It's a vulnerable album. It's one of my favorite Kanye albums. And we're still waiting on Donda too, so we're yet to see the end of it. So let's go.
Exactly. And before we get into our number 1, we're gonna get into our honorable mentions. We both have 3 of them. Not sure what they are, of course, but I'm gonna go into mine first real quick, and then Don's gonna take over. So my first honorable mention, man, I have to have CLB in there. We started off not liking it a lot, but as the year progressed, I actually listened to it the most out of any album. It was one of those albums you could just throw on and chill to. So my another album I have in my honorable mention is the Silk Sonic album, man. That is a beautiful album. I think it's damn near perfect. It's just not in my top 5 because I really didn't listen to it that much. I mean, 7 songs can get played out very quickly. And my last honorable mention is going to be 454's For Real. For Real. I love 454 For Real, man. Don put me on. At first, we didn't like it, man. We were like, do we like this? This is weird. Yeah. And it's like, bro, we love it.
And that's the motto, bro. If you don't like an album first listen, bro, run it back because you never know. So, I'm going to get into some of my honorable mentions. Hitler Wears Hermes 8 by Westside Gunn, the A side.
I still got to listen to that, bro.
Perry, you got Vogue Cover, and a bunch of other great songs, bro. It's just it's vintage Westside Gunn, so you got to listen to it. Another album we're talking about is Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. He just brought something new. He brought DJ Drama in, right? We never seen him with a DJ like that rapping. And it's just something different from Tyler, the Creator, and I think it's one of his best albums, so...
Number 1, baby. My number 1 favorite album of 2021 is Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator, man. Not much else to say, man. DJ Drama and Tyler, the Creator together. The collab we didn't know we needed. Easily his best produced album. Igor was before that for me, but Call Me If You Get Lost just has so many elements. And in my opinion, no album came close to this year. That's the funny thing. I feel like Tyler gets so undermined in the rap community, especially by a lot of people who like listen to mainstream music. They don't understand like the beauty of his music and how much work he puts into it. This man has been grinding since he was like 13 years old. He's 30 now, so with time, you put 10,000 hours into master something, man.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, like a lot of people don't know his like love for music, right?
Exactly.
Because when he started talking about Igor, and it really started with Flower Boy. They started seeing his love for music, his love for production, right? You see his melodies changed up, And when people found that out, they started paying more respect on his name. So I think getting back in the rap community with Call Me If You Get Lost,
right,
just was his cement.
Exactly. The last thing I want to add is just I love the random features, man. Young Boy, 42 Doug.
Yep.
He put me on Daisy World and he put me on Tizo Touchdown, man. So I gotta say that's my album of the year.
All right. So I'm gonna get into my number one. My number one is "The House Is Burning" by Isaiah Rashad. We talked about it earlier, but it's just overall good. You got Chad. You got What You Said. You said that's the song that made the album for you. You say Lay Your Head or Lay With Ya with Duke Deuce and HB2U, right? It's just vintage Isaiah Rashad. Like, he didn't start, I said before, he didn't shy far away from the Sun's Tirade or from Sylvia Demo. Right, it just sounds like Isaiah Rashad. He understood the assignment, right? So that's
100%.
So that's why The House Is Burning is my number one album. So
if you ain't check it out, man, please go check it out. If you ever checked out any of these albums, I don't know where you were for the past year, but with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Cozy Takes. Tune in next week or the week after that for something, man, because you know there's gonna be something dropping every now and then. Keep us on Instagram, socials, Cozy Fam Insta. I'm Winston T. D-John shot it. And yeah, without further ado,
pick your poison, baby.
Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor FM, YouTube, whatever you want to watch, you want to listen to, you want to drive to work and listen to, whatever you want, man. Just tune in and listen. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you guys next episode.
Let's go.